Once again, you already know what it is. You already know where you were reached. It is Friday, May 16th, 2025. And this is the show I like to call HUBBanomics right here on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on YouTube. So happy for everyone who is able to join. If you're watching on delay, no problem. I know it's a busy Friday afternoon, Friday evening, but we're happy to talk some pro wrestling with you guys here tonight as we get ready for the biggest basketball game in Knicks history in the last 25 years coming up tonight. Let's go Knicks. Knicks in 6. And also SmackDown is about to take place in about an hour or two. Yes, just want to talk to you guys about a couple of things, man. You know, professional wrestling. First of all, make sure we remember that every Monday night, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time, myself and Conrad Cushman bring you Clash of the Podcast. Shout out to Doug. I see you, man. Thank you for being here, my brother. Each and every week we have Clash of the Podcast on the Everything Pro Wrestling channel. Myself and Conrad Cushman are with you live each and every Monday night. And I'm here live on Friday nights for HUBBanomics. So we're happy for you guys to be here. Quill's in the building. Appreciate you, Quill. He says, what's going on, Hubs? Your boy, Sir Quills, is here to enjoy your newest episode of HUBBanomics. Hashtag HWW. I appreciate you, man. Kind of a late arriving audience today, but Doug and Quills are in the building. I appreciate you guys for the loyalty, man. 100%. Just want to talk a little bit about something that's been bothering me, man. And, I really feel like it's time to talk about it because I feel like so many things, controversial things in the world of professional wrestling, especially World Wrestling Entertainment, to be specific, get brushed under the rug. The World Wrestling Federation from back in the day, now World Wrestling Entertainment, has truly become a multimedia conglomerate, a multi-billion-dollar organization. And there's no question that from a business standpoint, from an entertainment standpoint, it's arguably the best in the world at what they do, right? But my point of contention with that is very strong, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's not gonna be popular, maybe not be popular, but I really don't care at this point. You guys saw what the subject of tonight's show was about. It's about the invasion of social media stars on WWE television in the world of professional wrestling, but I don't think I need to include that much about All Elite Wrestling. Obviously, you've had situations where Shaq and Cody fought each other on Dynamite. There's been Giannis Antetokounmpo came out with the owner. There's been some celebrity guests that have popped up, but it hasn't been anything egregious, over the top, or ridiculous like I'm about to talk about tonight. And what I want to talk about is specifically, and again, a little bit controversial, but I really don't care, how basically WWE has been slutting itself out over the past couple of years. Yeah, I said what I said. WWE has been slutting itself out. It continues day after day, week after week, year after year to continue to slut itself out. Just basically say, you know what? We're willing to do anything for clicks. We're willing to do anything for likes. We're willing to do literally anything under the sun. And guys, let me know if my volume and my sound is good. Okay, appreciate you guys. Cleezy13Z4 Tweezy in the building. He says, "What's up, everyone? Shout out to you." He says Jay and Silent Bob was on Dynamite. Loved it. That's cool. That's what's up. But yeah, to keep this situation going, man. WWE just doesn't care, bro. That's where I'm at with it. WWE doesn't care what is going on with its product as long as it gets clicks. Now, I'm going to bring him up one time tonight because I have to make a point. Yes, Jey Uso is the World Heavyweight Champion. Yes, I'm the one who started that bandwagon. But no, I'm not going to give WWE a pass just because they made one correct decision. Clown. I listen. Past couple years, yes, but trust me, I'm gonna go into that. It's gotten worse the last couple years. I know. Shout out to Clown. He's talking about Bam Bam at WrestleMania 11. Yes, but we're gonna believe me. It's even worse than that now, and I'm gonna break it down. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And Deanna's in the building. Clicks and money. Thank you for being here, Deanna. It means a lot to me. I appreciate you. Let's take a little history lesson, okay? You guys see the poster behind me, my new setup here. WrestleMania 3, my favorite WrestleMania of all time. Don't mind who's in the main event. We're not going to talk about that, but I'll just focus on Savage um, and Steamboat, and 6-man tag with the Hart Foundation, and the Bulldogs and Tito, and it just big shout out to Coco Beware and Hacksaw Bush Reed, and there's so many different things that make me look back on before I was, when I was not even a thought in my mother's brain. March 29th, 1987, the biggest crowd reportedly, allegedly in history, even though that's very debatable. But I digress. I bring that up because when I think about celebrity guest appearances, I think about people like the late, great Bob Uecker. Okay. I think about it being special. I think about Billy Martin, at WrestleMania 1, the great Yankee manager. I think about Muhammad Ali, the late, greatest boxer of all time, main eventing WrestleMania as a special guest referee. It was special. It meant something. It meant something. It meant something when Vanna White came out at WrestleMania 4. It meant something when Gladys Knight sang the national anthem at WrestleMania 5. It meant something when Robert Goulet sang the Canadian national anthem for the Ultimate Challenge in Toronto. It meant something when Marla Maples was the guest ring correspondent at WrestleMania 7. Right? It meant something. So, for me, professional wrestling, and great point that Clown brings up about Kaufman and Lawler back in the day, no doubt about that. But I bring this up to say it was done in a classier way. It was done in a way that made sense. It was done in a way where you knew it was a special attraction, and it was done in good taste. Big shout out to the only Vinny we like in the building. He says, happy Friday and God bless. God bless you too, my friend. Deanna piggybacks off of Clown's point and says that Kaufman and Lawler crossed boundaries in a good way. That's a fact. That vision, let's talk about that for a second. That vision was in order to get eyes on the product, but it was also done in a manner that where you knew that Kaufman respected the industry. You knew that he respected what he was doing. Yes, he played the heck out of the role, like being a woman hater. We know he wasn't really a woman hater in real life. God rest his soul. He was playing a role, and that role counteracted the role of Jerry the King Lawler, and the payoff was amazing, right? At the end of the day, though, fast forward, and let's take a quick stop at moments like Bam Bam Bigelow in the main event of WrestleMania 11 with Lawrence Taylor. All right. Did Lawrence Taylor have any business being in the main event of WrestleMania 11? No. That should have been Shawn Michaels and Big Daddy Cool Diesel. We all know that. Okay? We all understand that. But again, though Lawrence Taylor did not necessarily deserve to be in a main event of WrestleMania, though Lawrence Taylor did not necessarily deserve to be in a position to be the last match of a night, the biggest night in professional wrestling, even though we know that WrestleMania 11 goes down as one of the worst of all time, you knew that he respected what he was doing. You knew that he appreciated what he was doing. And even though he was far from a polished catch can wrestler, he worked hard. And honestly, the match wasn't that bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad. Was it WrestleMania worthy? Was it WrestleMania main event worthy? Of course not. But again, when Salt and Pepper sang him to the ring that night, that felt special. When Pamela Anderson walked, Big Daddy Cool Diesel to the ring, that felt special. My question is, does anything feel special anymore? Now, I didn't think it could get any worse than the guest general manager era in the mid 2010s or 20, whatever it was. I didn't think it could get any worse than Snooki. I didn't think it could get any worse than Johnny Knoxville. I didn't think it could get any worse than people coming out who had no idea what the business was about. Sitting up here making a mockery of the sport that I love, right? But fast forward now, because I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time on a Friday night. Let's fast forward to right here and now. Kai Cenat, ISO show, whatever his name is, taking up spots in matches. Do you understand that when I think it was Drew, what his name is, the guy who hosts? Somebody help me out. The guy that hosts Wheel of Fortune. Excuse me. The guy that hosts Price is Right now. What's his name? Somebody remind me of his name. He was a guest entrant in the 2001 Drew Carey. Thank you, Clown. And facts, Sir Quills, 100%. John Laurinaitis and his power people was absolutely 100%. Thank you, Quills. Thank you, Clown. When he entered the 2001 Royal Rumble, it was a joke. It was meant to be a joke. It was done in good taste. He came out. He waved to the crowd. Kane came to the ring. Kane scared him. He jumped over the top rope. It was funny. It was entertaining. It made sense. But what we're going to do in this day and age, and guys, I really want you to dig into what I'm saying here, okay, guys? In this day and age where camera time and TV time mean more than it ever has before, y'all feeling me? Means more than it ever has before. When TV time has never been more expensive, has never been more sought after, has never been more cherished than it is in 2025. You got people like ISO Show, whatever his name is, taking up spots in the Royal Rumble. In the Royal Rumble. What are we doing here? Where's the respect? And it's obvious. Like I said, I used the word slut. They are slutting themselves out. They are slutting themselves out for clicks. I mean, Clown asked a good question. He says, I was about to ask if the pay-per-views were more than 5 matches, would the celebrities be more tolerable? I don't think so, Clown. I don't think so. I Show Speed. Thank you so much, Sir Quills. What's he doing in the Royal Rumble? If you want a guest appearance, if you want to do things, people, thank you, Deanna. Deanna feels me on this. She took it to an even better level. And people losing jobs because they have nothing for them. They could have had a royal spot. Exactly. Of all the years, you have 60 spots between the men and the women, and you give one to I Show Speed? All they care about is money, Doug. You're 100% right. But when is enough enough? This is not Bob Uecker. Guest announcing WrestleMania 3 and 4. This is not Reba McEntire singing America the Beautiful at WrestleMania 8. This is not even, and I know, one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. This is not even bringing out an elephant and a fake Caesar and Cleopatra at WrestleMania 9. It's worse than that. At least that was part of the theme. At least that was part of the pomp and circumstance. At least that was Vegas. And the biggest one of all, Logan Paul. Logan Paul. You guys know my phrase. You know what I like to say about how resumes matter. Hashtag resumes matter. Took Jey Uso 14 years to be a champion, an individual champion. Jimmy Uso, by the way, who I haven't forgotten about, never been an individual champion. People like Chad Gable, no titles on the main roster. And the list, I'm sure, goes on and on and on. And just like Deanna perfectly articulated, people literally losing their jobs because they have no time or nothing to do on television. Do you guys realize that Logan Paul is the former United States heavyweight champion? I want you, see, I don't think that we, and I'm including myself, I don't think that we internalize this stuff enough. I don't think that we drink this stuff in enough to really have it to really be a situation where we truly understand what the hell is going on here. Logan Paul, the same title worn by Stunning Steve Austin, Ric Flair, Harley Race, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Edge, Christian. Was Christian United States champion? Maybe not. You understand my point. The same title, Eddie by God Guerrero. Logan Paul is the former United States heavyweight champion. And you know what else Logan Paul is? Logan Paul is now a three-time World Heavyweight Championship contender. Main eventing shows, challenging for the World Heavyweight title. Clown says, I was watching when David Arquette won the WCW title. Nothing shocks me anymore. You know what? That example, that's pretty bad. So you know what? That's what I would compare Logan Paul to. If there was one example from back in the day, it would either be David Arquette winning the WCW title, or I'd say maybe, what's his name? The writer from WWE from back in the day winning the WCW title, Vince Russo. Other than that, that's all. But do you guys hear what I'm saying? Logan Paul is going to challenge Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Logan Paul went, air quote, toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns. Now, is Logan Paul an exceptional athlete? He is. Is Logan Paul someone who probably grew up loving this business? He is. But let me ask you a question. Does Indy Hartwell, who's now in the independent circuit, now the new House of Glory Women's Champion, did she grow up loving this business? I think she did. She doesn't have a job anymore out inside of WWE. I mean, did she love the business? Did Cora Jade? I thought didn't Cora Jade love the business? Growing up as a kid, I could have sworn like she was CM Punk's number one fan. Growing up as a kid, she's now unemployed, right? I mean, did Chase University love WWE growing up as kids? I think they did. They're no longer employed. At least some of them aren't. But I Show Speed is in the Royal Rumble. And Logan Paul is challenging for World Heavyweight titles. How much more of a slut can you be? I'm calling World Wrestling Entertainment a slut. Because they slut themselves out every chance they get just to get views. When is enough enough? Bad Bunny? Oh, wow. Quill, perfect timing. Quill brought up Bad Bunny. If that's the case, put a singles title on Bad Bunny. At least he respects the business and will be like the respect. Yo, literally, great minds think alike, Quilly. I was just about to bring Bad Bunny up. Bad Bunny respects the industry. I don't have it on perfect authority, but I think that my sources are somewhat correct. Anybody who wants to know my sources, hit me up on my social media. My understanding was that Bad Bunny was offered a title, that was on the table. He said, no, I haven't earned a championship. I mean, you talk about respect. That man has respect. If WWE, Triple H, or Bruce Pritchard, or whoever else came to Logan Paul and said, you know what, we want you to, oh my God, even as I say it out loud, bro, we want you to beat Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. If Logan Paul had any respect in his body, he would have said, absolutely not. And as a matter of fact, and chat, let me know if I'm right. Let me know if I'm right. If Logan Paul turned down a chance to be a champion, wouldn't we respect him more? I would. Jocelyn says, I can tolerate Bad Bunny being, so can I. But my point is, again, this is not a perfect source, but it's somebody, social media, whatever. You can take it tongue in cheek. I heard that Bad Bunny was offered a chance to be a champion and said out of his respect for the business, he doesn't feel he deserves it. I mean, that's respect. Doug says, the difference between Logan Paul and the people you were mentioning, Logan Paul brings an outside audience in, which equals more views, and you're right. It's pure sluttiness on WWE's part. Thank you, Doug. They're just, it's purely for financial gain and views. Purely for financial gain and views. We need to make money to pay our bills, okay? I'm not saying WWE should turn down opportunities to make money, but at the cost of, literally, in my opinion, chat, let me know if you think I'm wrong, at the cost of literally, like, downgrading the integrity of the industry. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to sound like I'm 38 years old. I know I'm old. Don't judge me, okay? But you know what? Saturday night's main event, to me, again, not about personal. We all know I don't like him personally for what he's done, so let's put that to the side. You know what Saturday night's main event is to me? Saturday night main event to me is Hogan and Savage versus the Twin Towers. Saturday night's main event to me is Shawn Michaels versus British Bulldog for the Intercontinental Championship. In the modern day, I'll even give it. Saturday night's main event to me is Triple H in a 6-man tag against John Cena in a 6-man tag before WrestleMania 22. Or Stone Cold Steve Austin having an in-ring segment with John Bradshaw Layfield. Saturday night's main event is going to be Jey Uso, the World Heavyweight Champion, who busted his butt for 14 years, against Logan Paul. And you might be saying to yourself, Logan Paul, he's probably going to lose. But that's not the point. And God help us all if he wins. God help us all if he wins. But let's just assume he's going to lose, right? Like Deanna brought up. I think like Clown brought up, like Quills brought up. Aren't there spots that he's taking that someone else could have? Logan Paul's going to main event a major show while people can't even get off the bench. And WWE actually fixed their lips to tell us that they care about what the fans want. They are literally pandering. Austin Garrett, welcome, man. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to go back again to the Royal Rumble. I show speed. This is the storyline, guys. Check it out. Tozawa gets jumped by, I believe it was Carmelo Hayes. Think about this. This is the prestigious, oh my God. This is the prestigious Royal Rumble. I think we would all agree the Royal Rumble is the second most prestigious event in WWE history, okay? We're talking about an event, by the way, where, again, I'm a little older than you guys, but in 1992, you had Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Big Boss Man, Hulk Hogan, Sid Justice, British Bulldog, Ted DiBiase. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So the storyline in this past Royal Rumble, the storyline was for Tozawa to come to the ring, Carmelo Hayes to jump Tozawa from behind, making it impossible for Tozawa to get to the ring. They take Tozawa back to the backstage area, and on a whim, Triple H scans the room like a bumbling idiot, sees I Show Speed talking to his wife, and says, "Yo, I Show Speed, get into the Royal Rumble." That's the story. That's the greatest wrestling organization in the world today. That's what happened. That's what happened. One of the most prestigious events in the history of the business, where spots in this match are some of the only main events people ever have. 10 minutes in the Royal Rumble are some of the only main events some wrestlers ever have. And you just give a spot away to a YouTuber. Somebody help me make sense of that. Am I bugging when I say that is not disrespectful? Or what I should say is, am I not bugging when I say that's disrespectful to people who didn't even make it on the show? You gave I Show Speed a spot in the Royal Rumble over somebody even in NXT. You're giving world title shots to Logan Paul. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know, man. Viral moments obviously mean something, but at the cost of the industry, oh my God. Austin Garrett asks, do you want Cody Rhodes as a heel versus John Cena for the WWE Championship? I would love that. That would be a change, a refreshing change. Clown says, when Triple H was saying we need someone, I wanted Matt Cardona to say I'm always ready. That would have been awesome. Matt Cardona's a wrestler. That's another guy. That's a guy who's self-made, who made himself viral on the internet, and WWE's like, nah, we're good. No, we're good, but we'll put I Show Speed in the Royal Rumble. We'll let Logan Paul challenge for world titles. Cool. Makes sense. It's ridiculous. Quilly says, Hubbs, why do you think I always call the WWE the epitome of incompetence? They constantly give us evidence to back that up. That statement, it never fails. 100%, Quilly, 100%. Deanna says, Royal Rumble was always the event we look forward to the most. I agree. Besides WrestleMania, the number one event. Exactly. Clown said, instead of a crazy super spear that would be a viral moment. Yes, I understand it's a viral moment, but at what cost? The integrity of the business is being compromised, is my point, Clown. I hear you, though. I hear you. Doug says, would Tozawa done more in the Rumble than I Show Speed and that spear, though? I understand. Again, I get it. The spear was crazy. I understand that. But again, at what cost, guys? That's the question. At what cost are we willing to continue to sully the integrity of the business just for views and clicks? If it were my decision, I wouldn't. How much bigger can WWE be? I mean, how much bigger? They're on Netflix, for God's sake, man. How much bigger? That you have to continue to have people not make shows in lieu of people who are internet sensations. Giving this is not backstage segment stuff, guys. I'm going to say it again. Logan Paul could be the next world heavyweight champion. Deanna says pre-Kofi Mania, we all look forward to what he would do in the Rumble. 100%. That's a fact. Doug said it should give you hope as a YouTuber. Hubs for like, well, you know what? I'm not a YouTuber. I'm on YouTube. I'm a social media guy. I get it, and I understand what you're trying to say, but I don't want to sully the business of. I'll tell you what, and I put everything on it. If I was brought into WWE and they asked me to do something and said they would have put a title around my waist, I wouldn't accept it. I'd say, of course, I'd be on TV. Of course, I would make appearances or whatever. I'm not a fool. But at the end of the day, I would not, under any circumstances, oh, Sean, you know what we want to do, Sean? Yo, Hubs, we want to make you the Intercontinental Champion. For what? I have far too much respect for this industry to do something like that. Emily Fashizi in the building. Welcome, man. He says, good evening, Hubs. And yes, giving a Royal Rumble spot to a YouTuber for a viral moment. I guess that's a cry emoji. Exactly. Ridiculous. Emily goes on to say, if Logan Paul wins the world title, man, F this company. Facts. Facts on facts. Clown says, I'm agreeing with you. It could have been cool return. Instead, WWE hoard themselves for a viral moment. Yes, brother. Yes. Yes. And that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. I even missed that one. Could have been a massive return. Could have brought somebody out that wasn't expected to be there. Again, I'm going to paint this picture, and I'm going to let you guys go, bro. It's not going to be a long show. These HUBBanomics not going to be a long show. I just want to leave you guys with nuggets, man. You know my main show is with Conrad. Our main show is Monday night, 6:05 every Monday night. We'll see you Monday. But these HUBBanomics are things to make you think. Again, I'm going to paint the picture again. I know you guys know what happened. I know you heard me 5 minutes ago, but I'm going to say it again. A prestigious spot. A prestigious spot in the Royal Rumble. One of 30 spots, now one of 60 spots in the Royal Rumble. Tozawa walks to the ring, gets jumped by Carmelo Hayes, gets brought back to the backstage area. Triple H looks around backstage with the production crew, with stagehands, with engineers, with video guys, with audio people. He scours the room. He sees I Show Speed standing in the corner having a conversation with his wife. And says, I Show Speed, you're in the Royal Rumble. What? Like, what? Now, I know you might be thinking, Sean, why didn't you talk about this before? Well, it was on my mind before, and we talked about it a little bit on Clash, but it came to my mind exponentially now that we're talking about Logan Paul challenging for the world title again. I mean, I thought it was just a one-time thing. This dude could be the next heavyweight champion. God forbid that decision, because my thing is this, guys. My thing is this, and guys and girls, thank you guys for being here. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you for being. Let me know if I'm bugging out. But I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm spazzing out if Logan Paul wins the world title. I'm going to lose my you-know-what if that dude wins the world heavyweight title. I have gone on record. And y'all are my witnesses. I don't care if Jey Uso loses the world title. I just wanted him to have it on his resume. Why? Because hashtag resumes matter. Now that he's world champ, he can lose it to Seth Rollins. He can lose it to Braun Breaker. He can lose it to John Cena for all I care. But if he loses that title, and I'm not just talking about Jey Uso. If Jey Uso lost it to Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins lost it to Logan Paul. If Logan Paul wins the world title, I'm going to lose my crap. absolutely lose my crap because that is a slap in the face. Guys, y'all know the three names, and there's many more than just the three names, but there's three names that always pop up in my head. Scott Hall, Curt Hennig, Owen Hart. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Scott Hall, Owen Hart, Curt Hennig. They were never WWE champion. Never. They were never the world champion. And you're telling me that Logan Paul could be the next heavyweight champion of the world? And I know it's considered kind of like a secondary title to the WWE title, but it is considered a world championship. Logan Paul does not deserve to be anywhere near a world championship. And I want to be clear about this one more time. Shout out to Clown. Yes, Jake the Snake as well. And there's many others. Rick the Model Martel. People who put the Big Boss Man. Like, there's a lot of people. This is nothing against Logan Paul as a human being. Nothing against him. It's nothing against him being a WWE superstar. I have no problem with that. Why is he challenging for world championships, guys? And I know that question is rhetorical because I already know, because I already said it, they're doing it for clicks and views. But my question is, after that, when does it end? When does it end? Is Cardi B going to be the next women's champion at SummerSlam? When does it end? When does it end? I don't know. But what I do know is I am super thankful for people like Clown, Quilly, Joel being here. Hello, Joel. Appreciate you being here, my guy. Quilly, of course, like I said, M. Leezy for Cheesy, Jocelyn, Dougie Fresh is in the building. I appreciate you, my guy. Deanna, always a pleasure to see you. Austin Garrett, a new viewer. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my goodness. So many wonderful people in here tonight, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. Once again, guys, and I want to highlight a comment that really was a blessing to me, man. Big shout out to Quilly. He says, I appreciate you, Hubs. Keep going on with the HUBBanomics as long as you want, bro. I will be tuned in. Thank you so much, man. God bless you, man. God bless you. Listen, all I can say is this, guys. I want this business to remain. I want this business to flourish, but not at the cost of losing its integrity. And face facts, guys. Face facts. Logan Paul challenging for world championships and ISO Speed being a participant in the Royal Rumble is not adding to the integrity of WWE. It's ruining it, at least from this wrestling purist perspective. So once again, God bless you. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's go Knicks. Please, God, let's go Knicks. Enjoy SmackDown tonight. Enjoy the basketball game if you're going to be watching. I know I am. And we'll see you Monday. Me and Conrad, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time on the Everything Pro Wrestling channel. Have a wonderful Friday, guys. I appreciate you all. And I'll holler at y'all. Peace.